The SAW government has placed a ban on all non-essential activity on the River Murray, while images have appeared of blue-green algae around parts of a popular lake in Lake Bonney. Floodwaters are expected to peak after Boxing Day, with 4,000 properties at risk of being inundated. South Australians prepare for worst flooding seen in decades. News and stream for free. Greater than Premier Peter Malinauskas said the decision was made at a meeting Tuesday and would include fishing and swimming. Police are warning people could face a fine of up to $10,000 for breaching the restrictions. This is now in place from the border until Wellington, Malinauskas said. There are exceptions. People who require access to the river for work will be able to do so. People who need to visit their own properties will be able to do so. People helping with rescue operations and providing food and other supplies would also be exempt. The Christmas holidays were one of the busiest tourist seasons for towns along the Murray and SAW. Malinauskas said the decision was made for public safety, but also to make power disconnections easier and because of levee bank damage as a result of boats and jet skis. He said the river would be opened as soon as it was safe, but it would be unlikely in early January. Deputy Police Commissioner Linda Williams said there would be a visible police presence to ensure compliance with the rules. She said there would be a 4-knot speed limit on people who needed to use the river for essential activity. If people still disobey those guidance activities that we'll perform, there is up to a $10,000 fine, Williams said. I would urge people to obey the direction because it's in their own interest. There's a lot of debris in the river at the moment, a lot of it is below the surface, it is difficult to see. Blue-green algae found. Locals have shared pictures of Lake Bonney and Barmera on social media with parts of the lake around the Napper Inlet covered in green sludge. Some blamed a flood levee that has cut the lake off the River Murray for the algae blooms. SAW Health said in a statement the concentration of algae had increased and further testing would be done to determine the type and concentration of blue-green algae. Last week, SAW Health was provided evidence of very low numbers of green or blue-green algae in Lake Bonney, Barmera, it said in a statement. Further evidence provided yesterday, seemingly from a different part of the lake, indicates the presence of higher concentrations of blue-green algae. SAW Health said algal blooms are naturally occurring as a result of low water and warm weather. It said some types of algae could produce toxins but, in most cases, the most harm would be skin irritation. The SES said the Lake Bonney levee would be opened as soon as possible after the flood peak. Chief Executive Chris Beattie said the SES was working with the Department of Environment and Water to oxygenate parts of the river affected by algae. We are aware that the isolation of that lake from the main river flow will increase some environmental concerns, he said. We've got strategies in place to open up that temporary levee as soon as we practically can. Quote,